Did you know that a single action can change the world? And it can continue changing the world after 10 years, after 100 years, after 1,000 years, and so on and so forth. It doesn't have to be an action done by someone famous, or you don't have to invent something and win a Nobel Prize for that. In fact, you're already changing the world by your everyday action, everyday decision. For example, imagine it's 1905 and in the city of Bern, which is located in Switzerland, the clock tower is late by 2 minutes. And the person that lives very close to the clock tower and was relating on it every day to wake up to, suddenly woke up 2 minutes late because the tower banged 2 minutes later. So in the stress of it all, he got up and did his usual routine very fast, very stressed, and got out of the house 5 minutes later than he should for work. And in the same time, some banker in the same city is getting ready for work and he's gonna drive his new car, which he doesn't know the brake don't work there. So that person who woke up later and exited his house later to go for work is crossing the road, and here's banker whose brakes don't work. So here's an accident and that person dies. And that man that the banker hit by his car is Albert Einstein. And that year, 1905, he should have published 4 works that would become the basics of physics. Innovations like GPS, TV screens, the semiconductors that allowed us to make laptops would never happen. The computer, the phone, the tablet, the TV you're watching right now would never happen if that little small action would happen. But thankfully he did publish those works and we have computers and all of these things. And there are so many examples from history where one little decision by one man, not necessarily famous or genius or anything, that changed the entire world for better or for worse. It really depends on the story. So what is butterfly effect? The sequence of these events that I told you, a story about Albert Einstein that haven't happened, is a butterfly effect. It's how one little thing could influence your whole life, lives of other people, and the history of the world. Butterfly effect is also known as the law of sensitive dependence upon initial conditions. It's also a part of chaos theory, but this whole thing and the name of butterfly effect takes place from a person who made this all up, who came up with this. It's Edward Lorenz, meteorologist, and he came up with a metaphor which very common, and almost every person that knows what this butterfly effect is knows this metaphor. And the metaphor goes like this: that butterfly flapping its wings in Mexico could potentially set off a chain of atmospheric events that could lead to a tornado in Texas. Okay, this is all great and not very interesting, just like a lot of butterflies. I don't really care about butterflies in my life. So how does this can relate to my life? How does butterfly effect relate to my life? And why the caption of this video is "You matter." So where can you see the butterfly effect in your life? Actually, in a lot of things. In a lot of things that we often don't actually open our eyes to. For example, you being kind to a waitress, or you being mean to a waitress, or you writing a positive comment, or you writing a mean comment to someone could set off a chain of reaction. For example, if you choose to be kind and write a positive comment or say something nice to a person, or just be nice to a person, be kind to them, it could set off a reaction of positive things. That person's gonna be kind to that person, and that, and it goes like this. It's like a ripple effect. And the same thing goes if you're gonna be mean to someone. It goes like this. You could be the first person who writes a negative comment under someone's video, and that is from where the hate on that person is gonna start. It starts somewhere, and it's gonna be a ripple effect also. It could also be one little decision. For example, you decide to take a different coffee, or you decide to go to a different cafe, and that is where you meet a friend who will change your entire life, because you will have different opportunities and your life is gonna be changed in a different way just because of this one decision. Or you could go again to the coffee shop and order a coffee and decide to sit there, not actually go anywhere, just sit. And then person comes around who you know and they offer you a job of your dream, and you're like, yeah, and you would not have gotten that dream job if you wouldn't decide to do this little step of staying in a cafe and drinking your coffee. Or for example, sticking to a little habit every day could change your life in so many ways. For example, you decide to go to a gym one day and you're gonna meet a new person, you're gonna be in a new environment, you're gonna start listening to a new songs. Or you want to go for a run and you go for a run and you see someone, and these little things, they change your life every day. Every decision you make changes your life every day. And sometimes we're like, no, it doesn't actually happen. I don't have anything like any power over a person. I don't change anything. It's because it's unseen. That chain reaction, ripple effect, if you're gonna be kind to someone or mean to someone, you set off, you don't really see those other lives of those other people. You could be like, yeah, hi, be like nice to a person or be mean to a person, and you don't see the ripple effect it has. And because we're all humans, we all connected, and everyone just knows everyone, not in a literal sense, but you could be nice to that person or say that or make that decision, and then that decision is gonna change the life of that person who you never met and never gonna meet. For example, you decided to post that video and a person from different continent decides to film a video also, and it's gonna change their life. And by you doing that, that person is gonna change their life and then gonna inspire other people to change their life. And it's, again, the ripple effect. But butterfly effect and ripple effect are kind of different, but ripple effect describes perfectly how it goes from you starting something and so on. Personal example from my life. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I saw a TikTok where a woman had a jar, and in the jar she printed out like things she needed to do, and she would pull out one piece of paper once a day, so her day would be, you know, more vibrant, not so boring. There'd be something exciting in that day. And I started doing it myself, and my friend saw that I do that. And then she suggested the idea for the church youth gatherings for us to also have it. And I'm like, oh, such a cool idea. And she said, yeah, actually, I got inspired by you. And then it changed the life of everyone, because I saw that TikTok and then did it myself, and then they put this idea to do it in a church youth gathering. Then everyone's lives changed, and everyone's lives changed from a person they know because they did different things, and that's how it goes. I cannot really give you other examples because that's I don't see anything past that. I remember those gatherings where we're pulling the cards and would just share a week later. I didn't follow them around for weeks and like years and to see how their life changed, but it has difference, and I make a difference every day. For example, by filming a video or being nice to the waitress or the cashier. And we might not see it, but it does have a difference, because the way people act and treat you is because the way other people treated them. And maybe if that person's, I don't know, friend would call them that time, or their boyfriend would respond to them, they would be nicer to you today, and you wouldn't say those awful things to your mother, and your mother wouldn't cry, and she wouldn't get in a car and wouldn't get into accident and wouldn't die. And do you see how it can have one little small action could have such an impact on your life from different person? You might think, yeah, it's my fault, I made it happen. But no, it's all interlinked. We're all interlinked together, especially since the social media. And I'm gonna read you something very amazing from a book, The Butterfly Effect, by Andy Andrews. And he says, every little thing you do matters. You have been created as one of the kind. On the planet Earth, there have never been one like you, and there will never be again. Because no one has your personality, no one has your views on the world, no one has your creativity you have in your mind, no one has your voice, your tone, your eyes. You're so special. Then he writes, the rarities that make you special are not an accident or quirk or fate. You have been created in order that you might make a difference. By your hands or actions, million or even billion lives will be changed. The very beating of your heart has meaning and purpose. Your life and what you do with it today matters forever. So if sometimes you think that you do not matter, I highly recommend reading his book or watching his TED Talk, which covers roughly half of his book. It's also gonna be somewhere here because that is so amazing that without realizing it, we're changing the lives of so many people around us by our every action. And it's actually a very nice reminder to be kinder to people and to be more appreciative of people and just, you know, be just nicer to everyone. Because I wanted to make a joke, a political joke, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, I hope you liked this video and I'll see you next week or in a few seconds if you want to watch any of my videos. Bye!